Morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday, 9 a.m. Eastern time here, and we're going to talk about a few things, mainly earnings. Earnings are starting to come out with big tech today. We do have Microsoft at the bell. That's the main thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about. I'm going to talk to you guys also about some of the levels for the S&P 100 futures to see where we could be going today. But first and foremost, sorry. Earnings is set to kick off with big tech report starting to report today, with Microsoft reporting their quarterly results. Right, they're scheduled to start after the bell, naturally, with a set of results that come during a period of notable changes at the company. So, for one, Microsoft just revealed plans to lay off 10,000 employees, along with a related charge of $1.2 billion. And yesterday, the company, which revolutionized the computer industry, confirmed it would make a multi-billion-dollar investment in ChatGPT developer OpenAI. So analysts are likely to raise questions. Oh my God, one second. Sorry. Analysts are likely to raise questions over how both events might impact Microsoft's business throughout 2023. And so stick around for the press conference and catch that transcript later on, right? A bunch of news services are probably going to provide that. Like realistically, we can say Financial Juice, probably News Squawk. You can catch all of that transcript and all that breakdown there. It's important to see what the realistic long-term plans are for OpenAI investment and whether Microsoft will gain an edge over Google. It's interesting to see what the forward guidance is, what the employee layoffs look like, and the forward guidance, especially in this high inflation period and a tightening period. So a lot of big companies have kind of foregone the forward guidance in the past few quarters, right? We'll see how it shapes up this time around. We want to see the segment financials and recurring revenue growth momentum according to the contributor business quant, right? So we'll see what really shapes up based on that. So obviously the earnings are going to be very important from the prior quarter, but if realistically, this earnings period is probably going to shape up a lot of what's to come in the next market move. I really, really want to see if there's going to be forward guidance for the next quarter and the next year per se, because that's really going to give us an understanding of where these big companies, where these big tech companies can see this economy going, because they're going to naturally shift their expectations themselves based on that. Now, realistically, I don't know if there's going to be a beat or a miss on this, but it's going to be good to see, especially with Tesla coming out tomorrow as well. So naturally, they're probably going to get volatile. Tech stocks have had a great start to the year. The Nasdaq is up nearly 10% in 2023 after dropping last year, and the Fed floored the accelerator on interest rates. So there are still several catalysts that could derail things. So keep an eye on what these corporations say about rising costs, a strong dollar, and the slowing economy and other macro headwinds. There's also the inflation subject, which is naturally big tech companies, they're long duration assets. So when inflation, quote unquote, peaked and we're starting to see a rollover in inflation, these assets did gain a lot of ground from last rate hike decision into this coming rate hike decision, as we're getting a rally into next week's, remember, February 1st, we're going to be trading this with our team, rate hike decision, right, that comes out at 2 p.m. Eastern. So we also have Tesla that comes out tomorrow after the bell, which is going to be pretty interesting as well, because this stock has been absolutely destroyed this past year, though, right? This year, Tesla has held up pretty well. I'm just going to check exactly where we're at over the year. But it got beat up pretty bad last year. The start of 2023 was January 3rd. We're up about 30% on Tesla, so it's a pretty big rally here on Tesla, and a lot of other tech names have really popped that top. Now, a lot of tech names are still trying to overcome and change their structure, just like NVIDIA, which had a really strong run this year alone, right? This year alone, it went from 140 to about like 192-ish, right? So that one is up about 35% or so. Right now, we're at a key resistance at 192, and we'll see how these semiconductors really bode, because semiconductors can really influence the directionality of the market. And above 192, NVIDIA is going to see a lot of potential upside that could get us into 220. So that structural shift it's really it's coming up right now, and a lot depends on that. We're going to see if the sellers can push this down to see a rejection from this area to kind of stall that. So let's just see what this earnings period brings about, because it's going to direct the next move in the overall market realistically. Overall, Like I said, Fed week is next week. Wednesday, February 1st is going to be a rate decision, high expectation of a 25 base point hike. So remember, all eyes are going to be on that, even though earnings are coming out. It's going to be a plethora of earnings and the Fed. Right now, the S&P, we had a very key level at 4022 to 4024, right? 4024, 4022, massive area distribution low that held extremely well yesterday. And that was the key area that we talked about yesterday for that break for the bull side to really take this through. And that's exactly what they did. Now, we just broke that level here pre-market, and we're right at a new level, another very key level, which happens to be the 4015 to 4013. We're going to watch that very carefully. But as we're below that 4022.24, I think a little more sell side does try to come out today. I'm going to watch for a pop and drop realistically. If we close under 4,005, is going to be pretty bad for the bulls. If we close under 3,996, is going to be very bad for these bulls, and we could get another leg lower, which could drop like 50, 70 points realistically. So that's what I'm going to be watching. I want to see if we can get some shorts from that 4024, 4022 to start the day and see where we go from there. So remember, we have our free membership that's open on our website, so go check that out, tradeproacademy.com. Otherwise, you can come and join us at the community at community.tradeproacademy.com, where we put in some insight on a daily basis. But other than that, hope you guys have a great trading day. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll see what Microsoft earnings look like after the bell, and get ready for Tesla earnings as we wrap up this week. So thanks, everyone, and chat soon.